Bong, 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 bong. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ray Dolan coming to you from the tour bus. Yes, with the merchandise in the background. These are our t-shirts on our what do you call it? Hoodies. But anyway, you're very welcome to the show, and we have our special guest in the house. We're after discussing the whole lot, and we probably have nothing to talk about in a while, but doesn't matter. We're going to have the crack anyway. And there's a bit of mythology. Yes, bringing to you a bit of mythology from the bus here. We're in situ just outside the house at the moment, and tomorrow we're going to go on the road, so keep an eye out for us tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So today is Tuesday, and it's the 18th of August, and we have a lot of shout outs to get through today. We'd like to thank Deirdre Cole for introducing the show today. Thank you, Deirdre Cole, you're a legend. And let's start off our shout out show with Tanya Gurney, and she is in Bedfordshire. And this comes in from Catherine in Fleetwood. She sent us this message yesterday, and you know what? We forgot about. Well, I think it came in a bit late, but not to worry. If we get a message today, we can do the message tomorrow. And today is Tuesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday, and then we can do it on Thursday and Friday. But we only do it the 5 days. That's the shout out show. Okay, big shout out to Kevin Quaid, who is in either Australia or Mallow at the moment, and he is fighting the fight. And we send out loads of energy to you, sir. And when you watch this as well, you'll see a fight going on as well. But this to you, Kevin Quaid. We met you about 2 or 3 years ago on the Gravel Arms, and we're sending all our energy to you, sir. So keep fighting the fight. And the German Shepherd, ladies and gentlemen, was lost yesterday. We put a shout out as well for the German Shepherd who was wandering around Ballina, and there's new house owners out there, and the dog walks straight up to them and says, "Hello, I'm lost." And anyway, we put a message out, and we got a message back from the Mullingar dog shelter to confirm the dog is home and happy again with the rightful owners. So that is a happy story for you on the shout out show. If you've anything to shout out, send us a shout, private messages or whatever you want. Just send us a pigeon even with the information, and we will get it out to you. Okay, let's keep the shout out going. We've got a big shout out to Anthony Jacob McCormack, and he is 11 today, and this comes in from his mammy, Synthia, Cynthia, and Richard Anthony, and they have a daughter as well, and her name is Marie Faith. Now the big story is that his birthday is today. He's 11 years of age, and Maria Faith, her birthday is on the 18th of the 9th, and Anthony's birthday is on the 18th of the 8th, so both of them have a birthday just for the day together, so they're having great crack. And he loves football, big Liverpool fanatic, and he builds Lego. He's very good at that. He loves cake. Great day to like cake. And he has climbed Crowpatrick, so a big shout out to you, sir, and a happy birthday from the shout out show to you, Anthony Jacob. And let's continue with the big shout out. We have a big shout out for food. Food is very important at 12 o'clock because we all go, my bullock is empty. Let's have some food. So our big shout out comes to you today from Chef Kebab Pizza, and Sonny is down there, and big regards to you guys, and you're doing fantastic work. I'm making tasty food. So the boys are running a competition as well today, and maybe all this week, I'm not too sure, but they open on Monday and to Sunday, and they open at 4 to 11 o'clock every day. So check out Chef Kebab Pizza. And a Facebook recommendation. Our Facebook recommendation on the shout out show to you, ladies and gentlemen, today goes to you from the Garden Share and Swap Ireland. Check out their page. They have some great information, and they have very informative, and sometimes they have very good seeds. So check them out there, and they run a fantastic page, and there's tons and tons of information. So check out their page, send them a message if you need some information. An anniversary shout out to Audrey, Siri, Gowran and Derek, who are 24 years married today, and she says, "I love you lots, Derek." Ooh, so it's going to be a a good day, I hope, and night. And a big shout out and recommendation for a place to go today is Tato Park. Yes, if you have not been there, it's stone mad. There is a wooden massive roller coaster and it is priceless. So if you're not doing it today or all week, go up there and get on that roller coaster and check out what's going on in Ashbourne, County Meath. So that's our recommendation for a place to go from the shout out show today. And another one, yes, we have our birthday shout outs. There's loads of them. A lot of people were born today. Jenny Herty, it's her birthday today. A big happy birthday to you. Lily Harry McAlla, Ela, and she's in Downpatrick. A big shout out to you on your birthday. And Willie Penrose from Ballincarrigy, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Willie. Lorraine O'Brien, her daughter Laura has a birthday today, so a happy birthday from your mammy. And Eddie O'Donnell, his birthday is today as well, a great fisherman. And Kelly Kiernan from Mullingar in Mullingar but living in Dublin. Happy birthday to you. And Lisa Riley from Mullingar. Happy birthday to you. Rogan Wheelahan is birthday today and he's from Mullingar. And Ward Griffin. Yes, the famous Ward Griffin from T-Bay, Tramore. It's his birthday. Happy birthday to you, Ward. And Kathy Wilson, Harrow. And she's in Harrow. I didn't say, yeah, UK. And Sean Lillis is in Cork. So a happy birthday to you, Sean. So ladies and gentlemen, the man is in the house. His name is Jason Finan, and he spells it like a true warrior. F-I-O-N-N-A Father I-N, I think, if I wrote it down right.
Oh, Fionn.
Oh, Fionn. Oh, there's an O in there as well. Okay, and it's God and Fighting Men. Yes, he has this movie he's making at the moment, and what is it? A Celtic Adventure 2000 years in the making, and he's crowdfunding this, so if you want to help this man, he could do some help. He's a photographer, and as well as that, he is a gentleman, born, bred and reared in Mullingar. So let's put all our cameras on. Jason O'Fwynn.
Fionn. Everyone knows me as Fanan. We'll keep it simple.
We'll go posh.
We keep it simple, right?
Okay, let's turn around our cameras. All cameras are on. Jason, great to have you in the house. Let's see that t-shirt.
Worries.
Let's see that t-shirt. Oh, wow.
Like that, right?
Fighting Men. That is absolutely cool. Tell me, what's the story, Jason?
The story. What is the story?
That's where we start. Where do you want to start? Tell me, you've started a project at the moment and you are...
We started a project
Yeah.
a couple of years ago and finally got to writing the script around mid 2019 and started to film in February 2020.
Okay.
So we started to film the first episode, which is episode 1, the pilot episode.
Okay.
And halfway through, of course, COVID hit and we had to stop.
Okay.
So ever since we've been working together on characters and stats and more research for Jason to do and more writing for the other episodes.
Brilliant. So what exactly is this movie? Is it Vikings or is it what folklore is it?
This is Irish. It's a Celtic film.
Okay.
And it's around 800 years before the Vikings even landed.
Oh wow.
During a golden age in Ireland, a great time in Ireland when we had kings and queens and druids and magic and...
Has anything been made like this before?
Nothing has been made like this before.
Wow. And when you think about it, we've taught it in school and
we've heard all the stories of Fionn McCool and Children of Lear and the Salmon of Knowledge and all of these stories, and I'm astonished that it was never made. And all our fans and people that are interested around the mythology world and Celtic followers are delighted that we're finally putting something like this together, you know. And it's taken me a long time to actually get the courage and learn how to write properly and make a screenplay and get the right people involved to make something like this.
And where did you get the story, or how did the beginning begin?
So I mean, folklore, as you know, all through our youth, we were told all these different stories, but these stories have been passed around for generations and hundreds of years. And way back in the Celtic revival, there was a lady called Lady Gregory. and she would have been friends with W.B. Yeats.
Okay.
And during the Celtic Revival, they travelled all around Ireland and collected all of these stories in Gaelic. And what they did was they translated them into English and put it in a book.
When was this book written?
This book was written in 1904.
1904, right.
It was released in 1904, and we're of the same title, Gods and Fighting Men. So I wanted to use the same title to represent what the good work that they've done, you know. And what they did was they collected all these stories all around Ireland, translated them into English, and released this book. And suddenly all these stories start appearing in schools, and that's how we heard of them. Through all of their hard work, you know. So what we've done is, or what I've done is connected all the dots in those stories, and also from other books, like the Book of Invasions and the Book of Ballymote and the Book of Leinster. These are littered with Irish history and Celtic history and the way of life before the Iron Throne came along and changed everything, or when the Vikings and the Normans and all the invasions after the two of the Danan came, when life changed in Ireland.
And when are you going to bring this into the 2020 century?
Yes.
Yeah?
We hope to, yeah.
Wow.
So that's the plan. Initially, we were to do episode 1 and have a VIP screening at Ishnock this year, and invite all the powers that be, the Netflixes and the Amazons and all these guys, hoping that we get funding to see it the rest of the way. But it's just basically put forward to 2021.
Do you have much done already, or where did you get an episode made? Have you got something to show yet?
Yeah, we do. It's all on the GoFundMe page.
Okay, so you need some funds as well.
Yeah, so it's Indiegogo. So Indiegogo is a crowdfunding page set up for artists and creatives. It's not like GoFundMe page, you know. It's a different thing altogether. It's basically to fund projects.
Okay.
And we're hoping to get the funding to create jobs for people in Ireland and creatives in Ireland, and get us back working. Most of this kind of stuff is shot in Dublin or Wicklow.
That's right, yeah.
Because of the 90-mile rule, that you have to be 90 miles from the GPO, and that's why all of these big production companies are set up in Wicklow, because they're within the catchment, you know. So
are we not 90 miles in Dublin?
I suppose we would be, and we should fall into it, but there's no production companies set up anywhere around the Midlands.
So once again, Mullingar is going to do it.
So I think we should do it from the centre, and it's great that it's from the centre, because we're bringing the story about the centre of Ireland and the 5th province and Ishnock, you know, and where it all began, the ceremonial centre of Ireland, and what they believe to be the ceremonial centre of the world.
We have a ridiculous amount of history when you think about it in the Midlands.
Ridiculous about.
Yeah.
I brought some bits with me, and I don't know if you heard of the Ballinderry board. The Ballinderry board. You've never heard of the Ballinderry board?
No.
That was found in a lake or a loch. It's called Ballinderry Loch, and it's in Westmeath, right on about 2 miles from Moat, and it was excavated in the 1920s, 1928, I believe, and they found a board. That is, it's like a reproduction. I have a replica here.
Wow.
So this is a replica of the board that was found. Can you see that?
Oh, it's a game board, is it?
It's like Celtic chess, is what they call it.
Wow.
Right?
Amazing.
Now, the original board that was found would have been bog oak, is what they found. And you can see that board, the original one, in the National History Museum.
Excellent.
And the board represented the 5 provinces of Ireland, believe it or not.
Wow.
So you have your Ulster, Munster, Leinster and Connacht, and you have Meath in the middle.
Mead?
Meath.
Yeah.
So Westmeath and Meath would have been joined together at the time.
That was called Meada then,
it would
wasn't
have been
it?
called Meath.
Yeah.
So that was the 5th province, and that's where the High King would have got their crown.
Ah, right.
Now, it was the ceremonial centre, so we all know that Tara was the political centre
Right.
of where they lived. But every year at the festival, they'd all meet here in the centre at Ishnock, and they'd celebrate for the festival, and they'd play games like Fickle, and that's what this game is called.
Wow.
So you had your druids and your warriors and your kings testing each other's minds with this game, you know, while they were drinking the ale at the same time.
Brilliant, brilliant. Absolutely class.
So that's that. I brought 3 items with me, Ray, because
Yeah.
I believe in trees
Okay.
because of the Treskellian. You probably see it there on the side of my cap.
Yeah, I've seen that before, yeah.
Seen that.
Yeah, what is that?
So the Treskellian is the earth, sky and water.
Yeah.
That's the tree.
It's used in a lot of tourist stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where I've seen it, yeah. Nice one.
we're all on the same wavelength, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going way back then. You're going as far back as 2000 and 3000 BC. So if anyone's ever visited Tara, they would have seen the Treskellian inscribed on one of the stones. So the next item I have here is what we're calling the Era crown. Okay. So that would have been worn by all, each taking turn, the 3 sisters, Aru, Bamba and Fola, which are the 3 sisters who ruled Ireland before the Milesians invaded.
Wow.
All right, and we know that the cat stone in Ishnock is supposed to be the burial place of Aru.
Ah, right, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And the 3 stones represent the 3 sisters.
Ishnock is quite special in all that.
Very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you go out there is a feeling in it.
There is a feeling, yeah.
And you can see things in the ditch. Do you ever see the things in the ditches? I've seen an elephant. I've seen a map of Ireland.
You've seen an elephant.
And you've seen an elephant in the
You're
ditch.
full of me leg now.
No, I'm serious. I looked and it looks like an elephant. And if you go down near Eru, where that big rock is, if you look back up, there's a big map of Ireland in the trees.
Right, I must have a look. I never noticed that now.
There you are now.
Been out there.
You want to open your eyes, boss. No, but I'm not slagging.
The eyes even more.
I'm not slagging, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I've seen it. And no. And I mean, we have so much in
the history in Ireland is just amazing. And COVID-19, even though a lot of people are giving out about it, it has given us a chance to have a look in our own country, in our own land, and travel around and see what we've got here on our own doorstep.
Because if you go away on your holidays, you go into a hotel and you get 2 weeks or a week, and they call you down and say, hey, come down and check out our area.
Check out our rock or our column. And
you go down and you say, it's €100 there, and they're bringing you a bus and they drive you for 2 hours, and you go out and look at 4 rocks and then bring you back, and you go, isn't that great?
Yeah, and nothing against the Roman Empire, but pretty much everywhere you go is all bloody Roman.
That's right, yeah, especially on the south trips down there. But as I said, if we just came to our own country and done the same thing, you would be surprised.
You would be absolutely amazed with what we have here.
I was up in Sligo there during the week, and Ben Bulbin, and there's a ton of that history.
Blow you away.
And I can feel the angels and I can feel the warriors when I drive into Sligo.
Yeah.
I just come down that hill. I can feel all that energy from all them warriors out there. And I think to myself, Sligo has loads, you know. And then you come back to your own place and you go, well, we have this and we have that.
We do.
We have
it here.
We have 4. We have...
All our warriors met from the whole country every year at that festival. They came from all corners of Ireland to meet at that festival and discuss and send off daughters and make deals and play games of Fickle and
as well as that,
talk about what's coming and going.
There was people on the move the whole time through Europe, and they came to Ishnock as well. The lads would be saying, the lads from Italy will be here soon.
Yeah.
But you'd be thinking like that they didn't travel, but these lads were travelling, and there's probably more travelling going on then than there is now, and there's a lot more people you see as well.
Yeah.
So, and then they find so much of what they brought with them.
So that was their socialising. They had to go and meet people and talk to people. And, you know.
And as well as that, sure, Ireland must have been this fantastic place, especially for Europeans.
Yeah.
You know?
At a golden time and a golden age.
Yeah.
You know.
You say gold, but I mean, were we making gold, or what was the gold? Why do you say gold?
We did have gold because the Celts would have from Europe would have been travelling up to see their Celtic cousins in Ireland, but in Ireland we would have had a thing called Irish gold, and it's known as bronze. So they mixed the copper with the nickel, and they had bronze.
That's
so
right.
That was our gold. But the Tuatha De Danann would have brought in real gold from Europe, which would have been 2,000 years before.
So them boys were on the move, like they had the boats out. They were
the boats,
back and forward.
I mean, we were invaded a few times.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But I mean, that's going back. You're going way back.
We're going way back now before our timeline. And I suppose we'll stay on our timeline, which is 2nd century.
Okay, then.
So that would have been what's known as Irish gold, and it's bronze.
Cool.
And we would have been mixing the nickel with the copper with our Celtic cousins in Wales, because they had a lot of nickel and we had a lot of copper.
Okay.
And they mix it together and they get the brass.
Getting back to your movie then, how far are we into this movie? Oh, if you have something else to show us as well, you've got...
I've one more thing.
Yeah.
You were talking about warriors.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I said to you when you're
what
coming...
I have here is the sword of Fionn.
Wow.
Which was passed down to him by his father, Cool. Right? And you see the Celtic man on the top there. And this is an actual real one. So, if you see that bad boy...
God above.
Can you get that?
There's a bit of weight in that thing.
It's fairly heavy now.
Yeah.
So
and show us the end
an
of the...
iron blade
Okay.
with a bronze hilt.
Wow. And is that comfortable to hold now? I mean, do you feel like that if that was a battle?
You'd have to give it a good grip now. There's a bit of weight in that. And these boys were serious warriors.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be complaining about comfort.
Yeah.
It was all about,
if it
will
worked.
it do the job? You know? And that's all they cared about. There was no comfort back then.
So
but
this style of a
if
sword...
you want to hold that, there's a bit of weight in that, Ray.
The style of this... Oh, yeah. Wow.
So that's what's called a Celtic short sword. There was 2 types, a long sword and a short sword.
Amazing.
And that one was most popular with the Fianna. Have you heard of the Fianna?
Heard of the Fianna. Only I remember it from school, that's all, you know.
So this one would have been popular with the Fianna of Ireland.
Wow.
So they were known as the protectors of Ireland.
Brilliant. So look, let's get back to our movie. The movie is...
We're halfway through episode 1.
Okay.
And we're back filming in September.
Okay. Where are you going to be filming?
We're filming all over Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to show Ireland in its glory.
Ah, right. So,
So we're picking we have all the locations picked, but they're fantastic locations around the country.
One question, how did you get into this? What started you? Fair enough, you says you've been thinking about it for years, but what would you say was the one that gave you the big push?
I've always been intrigued by my family name.
Yeah, exactly, because when
surname.
I read it,
it's O'Fionn, which comes from Fionn.
Yeah.
And the name Finn is the English version. So Finan is the English version of Fionnan.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always been intrigued by it and where our name came from. And then I've always loved Celtic stories and all of these Irish literature and, you know, the Druids and all of this magic. And I'm a photographer and I'm creative. Mm-hmm. So I'm into all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And photography brought me into filming. And I started to do music videos and, you know, short films. And then I decided, well, what about making my own and starting a bit of writing? As a creative, you try everything.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and it all just came together over the past 7-8 years. And about 2 years ago, I got the courage and said, right, I'm doing this.
Now, this is all very fine, but this is an expensive pastime.
For sure.
This is like, this soaks cash. Like, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going into the bedroom.
Wife keeps telling me.
Yeah, no, I'm going to the bedroom now and I'm going to write this book, and that's fair enough with the book written. And now I'm going to make the movie. You're going to make the movie? How are you going to make the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the minute you open the door, it's going to cost money, like.
Yeah, for sure. So we have backers and we have investors and people that are really interested in the project. And they've helped us get this started. But I mean, we've applied for grant aid from Screen Ireland and the Arts Council, and hopefully that all comes through. But we also have crowdfunding, and you know, we'll get there. The important thing is to try and get it made and not worry about these things and just do one day at a time.
But the beauty of it as well is that it has never been done. So, as I said, you're going to do a good job on it, and it's going to be done classic. It's, you know, it's going to be top class.
Yeah.
And that's the style. I mean, as well as that, I mean, our acting's, like you think of Mullingar, we have so much talent as well in the town. We have great actors as well.
Yeah.
So where are you taking your actors from? All over the place, yeah?
So that's it, yeah. We're going to put out and we'll have auditions and
Oh, wow.
yeah, local from all over Ireland. Anyone we can get that fits the part and fits the characters.
Many
That's what's
characters will you
important.
need?
Oh, there's tons, right? There is tons of characters because there's tons of stories,
Right.
you know.
And
But,
so you're going to put this on television, or are you going to put it on the big screen or Netflix, or what is your plan?
the aim is to get it out far and wide. So the plan is to get all of these guys to Ishnock for the screening, and let's see what happens from there. I mean, the dream would be something like HBO or Netflix or something big like that, because that's what a story like this deserves.
And you could keep this going for a year, 2 years.
Well, I mean, the way I've planned it, we're talking about 4 years, because it's three
Oh.
films.
Yeah.
And in TV land, it would be 3 seasons.
Right.
And there's 9 episodes in each season, so 27 episodes. It's quite ambitious
Have
project.
you all this on paper?
I have a lot of it on paper.
Wow.
I've chapter 2 written, so that's 6 episodes altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you've it all laid out in different areas and different saying, yes, we go this direction, we go that direction.
Yeah, well, like I said, one day at a time. We just have to finish episode 1.
Right.
And then I've all the plans for after that. But, I mean, we're going to need big money to do what I want to do. You know, if this project is to be done properly, it has to have the big backing and the boys that have that.
Well, you look at the financial input into different things around the Midlands, like the History Museum down in Roscommon for the famine. I mean, that's another movie. Then you look at Granard is getting huge investment
right.
as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
going to be a Norman settlement. I always think of Ireland, and I think what we have is our culture. And if we can show our culture to everyone in the world, they'll come and see it, and we
That's
can
what
tell
we
them
need to
about
do.
it.
I mean, I've set up a production company, Fionn Creative Arts, and this is our first project, which is Gods and Fighting Men. But like you said, there is so many other stories and culture and our history to talk about. You know, it wasn't just 220 AD.
Like we
There's
have our
so
own.
many different times and eras.
We have our own Disneyland here.
For sure.
It's
We do.
culture.
We do, and we need the Steven Spielbergs to step out and go, you know, let's take that. And
Well,
turn it
Steven
into,
Spielberg took all that with all the
But
Jedi
this is it.
warriors.
I mean,
You see,
Star Wars and all of these stories stemmed from the old mythology books,
Yeah.
and the oldest mythology books come from Ireland.
yeah,
I mean, even J.R. Tolkien would have read Gods and Fighting Men.
yeah,
You know, even Mel Gibson. And I know this for a fact that Mel Gibson was handed Gods and Fighting Men
right.
while he was filming Braveheart, and he was told by a certain somebody, "This is what you should be making."
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I mean, the stories have been there. We've. I don't mind saying it. We've had them first.
yeah.
You know, it all stems from Irish literature, and we're the best at it. You know, the land of scholars.
Yeah, and storytellers. So, right, once again, Mr. Fanan, thank you very much for joining us
you.
on the bus. As I said, every day is a different day on the bus, and all the characters that
Oh,
do
can
join
I do
us.
a big shout out, Ray?
Yeah.
To my son Ethan. His birthday's today. It's his 16th birthday today. So
Happy
son.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
You kill me for putting that.
Happy birthday, dear
Ethan.
Ethan. Happy birthday to you. There you are, folks. Ethan, happy birthday to you at 16. Yes, we have definitely embarrassed you, boss. And getting back here to all the friends that are looking in. We're just changing around our cameras. A lot of people looking in. Mullingar Travels looking in. And we give you all a wave on Instagram. Someone should be working. They're all just looking at the Facebook. Okay, and let me see who else is here. Oh, yeah, here we go. We just do a big shout out back. Margaret Murtha is looking in there. Ursula Darker is looking in. Karina Bell is looking in from Holland using the hashtag from Mullingar. Audrey is looking in and she's sitting in the front seat. It's a virtual bus and Audrey sits in it every day.
Very good.
No one takes her seat. Ursula Darker, please say hi to I'm back in hospital. Oh my God, what's the matter? And she's in Leicester, so a big shout out to you, Ursula, and hope you're feeling much, much better. And Audra sends us a stamp there. Deirdre Cole, yes, thank you very much, Deirdre, for joining us. And let me see who else.
You know what I have, Ray?
How have you got?
Send out to all of them people that are not feeling well, right?
Yeah.
These are my friends in Florida.
Okay, what is it?
It's quantum healing.
Okay.
And he's doing a 15-day trial free, and you don't have to put your credit card or anything in here, right? So scalarlight.com is the website.
Okay.
Right? And you go on there and there's a 15-day trial, and it's remote healing all the way from Florida.
Absolutely. Do you know
Right,
what?
for anybody that's feeling down. And the reason why I have it is because we had these powers. Do you remember the Force that's in Star Wars?
Yeah.
What's known as the Force?
Yeah.
We had all them powers here in Ireland. The Druids used to do the Force. And it's all to do with scalar light, with the sun and the moon. And that's what this man is after doing.
Wow. What's his name?
Right? His name is Tom.
Tom. And he's Irish, is he?
No, he's American.
Okay.
But he's based in Florida.
Brilliant. Well, there you are, folks. Check that out there. And a little bit of information always coming in. It's very, very welcome. And if you want any messages, send them to us. Jack Corrigan is looking in there again. Richard Anthony is watching. Martin Fitzpatrick is there. Jack Corrigan says, well. David Collins is looking in from Australia. And he says, happy anniversary to Audrey and Derek. Fair play to you, sir. Do you know what Ursula says? Ursula Zarker says, 2 handsome fellas on the bus. Ooh. And she in hospital.
We still have it, Ray.
And she in hospital. Check out that.
Good girl, Ursula.
Check out that, Ursula. And Magella Toner says hello. Margaret Conroy's hello. Catherine is looking in there and saying hello to all her Facebook friends. Kathleen and Dunn is looking in. Richard is great interview, lads. Thank you very much, Richard. And Richard is great, lads. And he keeps writing there. And Denise Power, how are you? From Barna. And Ian Patrick Whaley says hello. So once again, guys, thank you very much for looking in. And from our special guest, Mr. Jason O'Fuenon. Is it O'Fuenon? O'Fuenon. There he is, the O'Fuenon boy. Thank you very much for looking in, guys. And there you are, having the crack on the bus. And if anyone wants to check out some of our fantastic merchandise, it is here. And we're always promoting what's good and great about our town on our t-shirts. So if you want one of them, give us a shout. So have a fantastic day. And if you ever see that car around town, have a chat with him. You never know. Okay, guys, thanks very much for looking in. Good luck to you all. From the Shout Out Show, from Mullingar in Mullingar with 12 bongs. Bong, 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 bong.